Hi, I'm Mike Tenney, and this is Awaken the Word. Do you ever look around the world and you see problems, you see sinners, you see leaders doing things that they shouldn't, and you look at the church and it seems like the church isn't doing anything about it, and you ever wonder, man, if Jesus was here, he'd get rid of all this lovey-dovey, hippy-dippy stuff, and he would just throw down. He would just tell it to him straight. He would just, not water it down, not cut any corners. He would just tell them how it is and lay it out straight and not care who he offended and not care if he was being politically correct or sensitive or any of that. Do you ever feel that way? I know I do. But here's the problem. When I read the Gospels and when I read the letters of Paul, most often what you find is the times when Jesus does throw down, when Paul does throw down, when he does cut straight to the chase and he's not sensitive at all, and he calls the Pharisees, "You brood of vipers, you whitewashed tombs, you're all pretty on the outside, but you're dead and rotting corpse on the inside." There tend to be two groups that he focuses his rage on. The first is religious people, specifically religious leaders, the Pharisees, the scribes. St. Paul, he tends to throw down with other people that call themselves, prophets or ministers of the word, the leaders in the synagogues that he's speaking to in Acts of the Apostles. These are all people who consider themselves to be religious people, religiously observant people, and oftentimes leaders in their communities. Now that makes me step back, because oftentimes the people that I most want to fly off the handle at are not those people. A lot of times the people that I want to go off the handle at, would look to me as a religious leader, would look to me as the churchy person. And so I have to put a mirror up to myself and wonder, am I the one that Jesus would be speaking to as a whitewashed tomb who has maybe this facade of being a holy Christian life on the outside, but really inside, am I spiritually dead? Have I become prideful in my devotion? Am I just looking down on people? Do I lack that mercy? And so we should be very, very reticent to do what Jesus did in these situations, because a lot of times, if we're the religious person, it would have been aimed at us. The other thing you find is that it's not the rule, it's the exception. So most of the time, Jesus does not go after people in this way. Most of the time, he's met them first. He has some harsh words for the disciples sometimes, and St. Paul has some harsh words for his followers, especially in the letter to the Galatians, but these are communities he works with. These are communities that they know and they love and they've walked with. And so for us, let us not first go to the hardcore Christianity, but first let's lead with mercy. I have been Mike Tenney, and this has been Awaken the Word.